Welcome back to Creative Frenzy. Okay, hopefully this is the final episode of this series. As you can see, it's just basically scraps left over, and we are on the last page. So that is pretty much it, my friends. We are going to see what we can make with this. I do have some different sizes of paper clips here, so we might just do some of that. Might do another pocket for the extra stickers. If you were to give this as a gift, you could always, give all of the pieces to the person you're giving it to, or you could just save the stickers for yourself for another project. You could do whatever you like. If you didn't want leftovers, do what you want. Anyway, paperclip flags, banners, things like that are perfect for this kind of thing, especially if you have little strips like this. You could always do another little pocket where you can hide things. You could put an envelope in there if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to see what we can make here. I did have these tickets made, which is perfect for the smaller paper clips. So I might do something with that. So I am going to rip that. I could trim it, but it's okay. So we have a couple of those. If you had lots of other scrap pieces of paper, you could make another little fold-out booklet and, do something with that if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. So it's one of those things you can just sort of play around. I have a couple of other pieces left over. Whether or not I use them is a different story, but there's plenty here to still make something with. So let's see what we can do. All right, let's make some room. So I did start this little banner here. You could staple the back, or you could just glue it. I think I'll just glue it. I'll just grab the glue here. If you wanted to, you could use some punches and punch out some different shapes. That'd be kind of cool too. It's entirely up to you. So, I will ink these where I remember. You could add lace, obviously, if you still wanted to do that, but some of these we can keep fairly simple, and others we can create a little bit more drama if we wanted to. Well, that doesn't fit too badly on there. Let's see if we can spread this. No, probably not. That doesn't mean we can't just use part of it. Just cut your labels. That works too. Again, stickers can be a real pain. Oh my gravy. Come on. I'm telling you, sometimes these are a real pain. Okay. I almost need to do these ahead of time. I wish sometimes they had that little slit in the back, so that you can pull these apart easier instead of struggling while you're doing a video. There. My goodness. All right, so all we're going to do is we are going to attach part of it. I'm going to do it straight on there, and then we're just going to trim the back like that. Just a partial. So a lot of these ones are quite big, so obviously they're not going to really fit on there. But that doesn't mean we can't use the smaller ones. You can cut these apart and just use a partial, obviously. So We can do that too. Let's see. So here where there's a little branch off, or even this one here, we can just cut that like so. Don't be limited by the size. So we can put that on there. Again, stickers can be finicky. Patience is key, especially when you get into the home stretch. You want to hurry up and finish. You feel like you've been at it forever and you just want to get it done. This is where, you know, frustration sets in. So you just have to be patient with yourself and your supplies. It will come together. I promise. So you can go sideways. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. And then we can still put a word on there. So I do have a Tim Holtz one. We could just do a single word. We can use the word perfect. Just to remind ourselves it doesn't have to be perfect in order for it to be perfect. There we go. There's one down. And then, so we could do a larger one. All right. We can cut these sort of off a bit. And then we can just put them onto our paperclip. Another large one here. This one's quite large. Do we want it that big? Probably not. We'll do this one. Sometimes it's hard to guess. We'll keep it the same. I think the little tails got cut off in this one. That's okay. Remember, if you want to put it on one side of the page or the other, it's best to orient your paper clip in the right way from the beginning, because it makes it a little bit easier. Go. Again, you can staple these, doesn't matter. It doesn't really require a whole lot of glue. Excuse my stomach. Just had lunch, so. Alright, so the mushroom is obviously too big. We could use this piece again, or we could use part of our other pieces here. So something like this, if you didn't want any left over, you could just go like this and then fold it over onto the other side. It's up to you. I like this raspberry. But I think we're going to start with this one. Again, you know, stickers, bane of my existence apparently. You could just glue them on as is, obviously. I mean, eventually the sticker will come off, so it might defeat the purpose. Alrighty, what else can we put on there? Could just cut out the flower. Or we could just do part of the larger piece here. You could cut this with a circle punch and then just have a perfect little shape. It's up to you. It's almost like its own sticker, obviously. Oops, sorry. I just want to add a little bit more green to this part here since we have this here. And because I cut this, it's going to be difficult to take apart, of course. Come on. There we go. There we go. We do another word. Let's see. Could use the word simple. Now notice these are on the white paper instead of on the black. That's okay. You can switch things up. So there's two of them. Let's see, what else can we do? We could do some smaller ones like these. These are simple again. All we're doing is just adding our paper clip. You could add ribbon to this if you want it. You don't have to, but you could. And these are cute little ones, so they can be added anywhere in the journal. I'll do the same thing with this one. Now you could stamp on these if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. I could have done this side too, but I wanted to add something anyway. Let's see. We don't have much left. Let's see. I do like this though, this little fern. I'm gonna just cut it in half. I'll add a punch of color. Come on. I know this is very irritating for me too. It's always in the home stretch that we tend to forget that patience is key. My goodness. Feel free to fast forward through my painstaking process here. Wow. All right. I could hum a tune for you, but I don't think you'd enjoy it. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Let's see. Now I do have a butterfly punch here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just punch a couple of butterflies. We could do it in the green, I think. Just because some of these stickers are way too big. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. There's one. There's the other. You could add words to these if you wanted to, or numbers, or whatever you felt like. If you wanted, you could do something like this. Actually, maybe we'll do that. This is when I folded in half. I was going to make a small flag, but maybe what we'll do is we'll just add a little something green on the bottom, just for fun. And one will be upside down. It's okay. We'll ink the back. Because you will probably see it when you move it, so it just looks a little bit nicer. And I do like to scrunch it up a bit, make it look like it's been around for a while. And then you could just make a little tail like that. Alright, there's one. We'll do this one too. There we go. Those are cute. So that's 4. 2 large ones, 2 small ones. Let's see, what else can we do? So I wanted to do another little belly band. So if you don't have a spot to put it into the journal right away, or you just want to sort of keep everything together, doing a belly band like this works really well. You can make this into tickets, obviously, if you want it, again. But I think this time we'll keep it simple. Oh my goodness. I don't want too long. Yeah, okay. Third time's the charm. There we go. You could staple it in, but what we're going to do is we're going to glue it because it'll be easier to have it there. I did not cut this bottom straight at all. There we go. All right. So we could put it on this side. I think we'll do it that way. Or this way. Yeah, no, on the back I think be better. So again, it's a belly band, but it's going to hold our pieces together in one area. So all we're going to do is attach these. Okay. We're going to make a little bit of room here, and then we're going to just put it in there. So the person, or you yourself, whenever someone receives it, it can just be right there. Oh, I missed the belly band altogether. I mean, it's not a big deal. You could just do it onto each other, but there. Make sure it stays within the frame. There we go. And then these ones, we could attach it to the top. This way it keeps sort of a blank space for use for something else. And then in the bottom here, I have the tiniest of little pockets. Just with this little scrap piece. I'll glue that in there. Just right there. Just to house an extra few little pieces if you want to. It's a great way to just use the scrap, and then you can just tuck all the little pieces. So if you wanted to, you know, do the corners, let's see, which one do we want? This one, all right. Something like that. So depending what you have left over, you can just tuck little pieces of ephemera in there. And the recipient, or you, your future self, will thank you and say, oh, I could use a little bit of this, or a little bit of that. You can just tuck that in there. All right. You could put a little mushroom in there. You could attach the stickers. Now, if this, you know, you were going to give this, I would, because everything else is inked on the edges, do the same for future self, so you don't have to worry about it. You could just tuck things in there. Labels always come in handy for different things. Tuck that. A little sprig of something. I'm going to put that in there too, just to add a little bit of greenery. Now this is a fairly large piece. I'm just going to go like that. There we go. Tuck that in as well, but there. All right. I think That's pretty much it. So I've almost used all of it up. Oh my goodness. Hang on, let's clear some of this so I can show you properly. All right, off to the side. So all we have left is a few stickers. Again, if you wanted to do 2 pockets and just tuck them in there, you absolutely could. It all depends on what you feel like doing. And then this is pretty much the only scrap pieces we got left over. I do have a couple of ribbons, which I could put onto these. That'd be kind of cute. Or even onto here. So you could do something like that regardless. All right. So that's it. That's all I have left over, guys. Not much. I only used 12 of the pages of the paper pack. Oh, and I have this left over too. Again, I could make another little banner if I want to. I'm going to call this done, and I will show you from the beginning. So remember our little cover that we created with the little band. If this bothers you, you can put a piece of ribbon on here and then wrap it around, potentially. But it's entirely up to you. But here we go. The first one with the little tag. Here's a couple more tags. 2 pockets with little notebooks, a little fold-out notebook, and a little tearaway notebook. 2 journaling cards, 2 tuck spots with 2 tags, small paper clips, large paper clip flags, and a little pocket for little pieces of extra ephemera if you have any left over. So I try to usually do that on the last page because it makes it a little bit easier to see what you have left over. And then obviously we can do something with this. So I do have another piece of ribbon like this. I might just put something on that. So you could staple it, or you could tie it on, whatever you felt like doing. So I'm not entirely sure what I should do. So I think what I'll do is I will just do that for now. If you find that this is too much, it's fairly sturdy. You don't have to worry too much about it being flimsy. But there you have it. That's it, guys. Done. You could use string, you could use some twine, you could use different ribbon, you could use lace if you wanted to. You can use a grommet here in order to stabilize it a little bit more, but I think this makes a really cute little journal from a magazine. Who knew? Okay, this is the second one. Finally done, guys. All right, I hope you liked the series, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!